Hey, it's Jermaine,
Hey, this is Aaron.
and we're gonna present the Road,
Road to Revolution.
Yay!
Yes!
Woo!
So, the Road to Revolution consists of the 7 Years' War, taxation from Great Britain, and the war itself. And these events angered the colonists and led to the war, which led to the Americans' independence.
The very first spark of the Road to Revolution was the 7 Years' War or the French and Indian War. Britain and France were fighting over the Ohio River Valley area, which was a good region for fur and timber trading. This created conflicts, and bam, it led to the 7 Years' War.
Okay, so the war was between Britain and France. It was on the colonist land, and it was in 1756.
The Indians sided with the French because France treated them fairly and provided them better weapons. And of course, the colonists fought on the British side.
And yeah, so Britain eventually won the war, of course, and France lost its power in the colony's ground.
The war ended and the Treaty of Paris was signed in 1763.
The colonists kept expanding and angered Indians, which led to the Pontiac Rebellion, and it led to the creation of the Proclamation Line. So, quick note, the war made the relationship between colonies and Britain worse because of different tactics and the way Britain treated them.
The 7 Years' War ruined Britain's economy so bad that the Britain Prime Minister George Grenville decided to tax the colonists.
Some of the major acts were the Sugar and the Stamp Act, which called for tax on sugar and printed materials.
Later, glass, oil, and paper were taxed for Britain's official salaries. The Boston Massacre was a big incident which really made the situation worse. A group of colonists were fired at Boston, and Paul Revere's touching painting made the colonists sentimental.
Okay, so the Boston Tea Party was the colonists' response to Britain's Tea Act. The retaliation resulted in the Intolerable Act.
Because the Intolerable Acts was so unbearable, the colonists called for the First Continental Congress in 1777, which gathered 11 of the colonies and made grievances against Britain.
The war started when Paul Revere rode on his horse to warn British advancement. First bullet was fired in Lexington and Concord.
The Second Continental Congress was called to create a continental army, write the Declaration of Independence, and make military plans.
Okay, so getting off tangent. Because Common Sense, written by Thomas Paine, invoked many people and is so important in making them support the war. And the Declaration of Independence was officially written in 1776. George Washington was appointed the leader of the Continental Army, and because of his astute body figure and great leadership skills, many respected him.
So here are some major battles of the Revolutionary War. The Battle of Bunker Hill was really significant because it was the first victory against the Britain army, and it raised the morale of the Continental Army.
So the next is the Battle of Saratoga. It is significant because it was the first battle that the British surrendered, and France started to recognize the colonies and supply them with weapons.
Very, very important. Washington's struggle at the Valley Forge. Although soldiers were cold and starving under severe weather and low supplies, Washington stayed the whole time and raised their morale, and most importantly, he gained the army's love.
The war officially ended with the Battle of Yorktown, when the British were surrounded by the Continental Army. Yay! So the war's end.
The Treaty of Paris ended the war in 1783, and independence was attained for America. that's our video, and thanks for watching. Bye.
Bye.